Thoughts there from some of the stars ahead of tonight's Game 7. We say hello to the Hall of Famer Charles Barkley, who, of course, you'll see on TNT's coverage of Game 7 all night long, starting at 8 Eastern Time. Chuck, you're a veteran of 5 Game 7s. The world is watching. Our bosses may enjoy record ratings tonight. They're counting on it, in fact. In your experience, are there players who let the moment get to them, or is it just playing ball once it starts?
Oh, there's times that the moment does get to you. But I think the one thing you have to do when you're a star, you have to figure it out, when to be aggressive and to get other guys involved. If you go back and look at Game 5, what did Golden State do? They got Bogut involved. They got Iguodala involved. They got Spates involved. Then they let Clay and Steph close in all the gaps. Oklahoma City didn't do that in Game 6. They came out and single-handedly tried to win it. Kevin was rushing. He was a little too aggressive, and he ended up struggling. So that was the mistake they made in Game 6. They did not trust the others. Totally different game plan in Game 5 by Golden State compared to Oklahoma City in Game 6. Now, they got a puncher's chance. I just don't know about their mentality. Is he going to come out under-aggressive tonight? Because he was over-aggressive in Game 6. So I'm going to have to sit back and watch just like everybody else. But, listen, Golden State has really battled well, man. But Oklahoma City has played well. But they have to trust the other guys if they're going to win.
Chuck, put yourself in Westbrook and Durant's shoes right now. Being that star player, the guy you've taken all the criticism, that you're shooting too much, that you're playing hero ball, all these things. Would you start the game being more of a facilitator if you're those two guys trying to get your teammates involved? Or would you just say it's Game 7, a chance to go to the finals, we're the stars, we're going to go 100 miles an hour and see what happens?
Well, you know, Sam, me and C. Webb and Reggie Miller rolled over here together, and we were trying to bounce that off of each other. I think you have to let the game dictate. If you start getting down, I personally, I would try to get other guys involved, but as soon as they start pulling away or getting the lead, then I become aggressive. But I think you always try to get other guys involved because it only helps you when other guys are playing well because their man is not cheating towards you as much, and it gives you an extra step. If they think you're going to get Cantor involved, Adams, Ibaka, we're talking about, you know, a few feet here, like, okay, I can't leave Adams or Ibaka or Cantor. It's going to help Russell and Kevin. But if they come out playing individual one-on-one ball, you know, it was a stat, and I hate these stats. On Kevin, 19 shots in the first half, 17 were contested. And that's not going to get it done.
Well, you hate those stats. Kevin does too, Charles, that they were contesting all those jump shots. Draymond Green has been a real interesting story in the series, Charles. A lot of talk more about incidents rather than his play and his consistency. What do you think in a Game 7 with a player like Draymond Green who would love to impact what happens tonight on the winning side for the Golden State Warriors? How does he find his role in this game tonight?
Well, I think he has to take what comes to him because he's such an emotional player. You know, and emotion works two ways. It can push you to success, but it can also push you into failure. So I think Draymond has to be careful. Listen, we can kid all we want to. We need these other role players to come to play well. But this game's going to come down to the big four, the two guys on each team. Do they need help? Of course they need help. But it's up to them to make the guys around them better and not just try to do it single-handedly. But as far as Draymond, to answer your question, he has to be careful because he's an emotional guy. He wants to win. This building is going to be on fire. And, you know, sometimes when you get so emotional, you try so hard and you do something stupid to hurt your team. But, you know, you just got to let the game come to you.
Chuck, you picked OKC to win this series. Did that pick die in Game 6 in your mind, or can the Thunder get off the mat and win on the road, which is something very few teams have done in Game 7s?
Matt, I tell you what, I just don't know what their mentality is going to be honest with you, because I think it's going to be very difficult. I mean, Billy Donovan didn't have to do any basketball talk the last 48 hours. This is all about mentality. I told Reggie and C-Webb on the way on here, if I was on Oklahoma City's coaching staff, you know what I would do? I wouldn't write anything on the board. I wouldn't give any speeches. I say, hey, you know what? We played this team 10 times. There's no X and O. There's nothing I can say. We just got to find a way to win. That would be my pregame speech if I was Billy Dunham, because there's nothing he can write on that board, and there's nothing he can say. If Oklahoma City is going to win this game, they just got to find a way to win, plain and simple.
It's interesting, and sometimes they've been at their best when they just attack. It'll be fun to watch. We're looking forward to the TNT coverage as always, and looking forward to having you on our NBA TV Finals coverage in a city to be determined later.
Well, I think when you got Brent and Sam, they're not the best-looking guys. I know you're going to be happy to work with somebody good-looking during the NBA Finals.
Absolutely. That's why we bring you in, Chuck.
Good one, Chuck.
Good to talk.